Hi, Nell Rose. Thank you for joining. So I want to say welcome again to everybody, and for those who are watching the recording, this is a training on digital shortcuts. And by that, I mean that we're going to be looking at ways to make navigating our computer and online websites a lot easier for us using shortcuts, easier ways of doing things. So some things might be like adding bookmarks, figuring out ways to download apps that can, easier facilitate our communication, such as like a Zoom app instead of going to the browser on Zoom. Maybe you have the app. Another thing is print screen, copy and paste. All of these are shortcuts that allow us that make our life easier online. So we'll be exploring that. All right, so I'm going to get started here with just exploring bookmarks and shortcuts on our desktop. So I'm going to share my screen, and just as I'm doing this, raise your hand if you're familiar with or if you already have bookmarks on your computer. Does anybody have bookmarks? Okay, yeah, that's a lot of people. Okay, so great. That's awesome. Do you guys use the bookmarks a lot, or you kind of just, some people don't? I know sometimes they don't. Yeah, looks like some
I think it's
do.
quicker.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go over that real quick. So you guys can see my screen, obviously. I'm just going to open up a new window here on Google Chrome. And my browser is Google Chrome. It's one of the more popular ones. But if you have another browser, just let me know, and we can explore. They're all sort of similar. They have similar functions, but they might be in different places. So just let me know if you have a different one and you don't have that button or that shortcut, and just let me know. So, as I'm on my browser, it already comes a little bit with some of these icons right here. And these are things that are sort of popular, websites I've looked at are available right here. You can see I go to YouTube a lot, Netflix, Rotten Tomatoes, Google Mail. So this is an easy way of just clicking on a website that you frequent a lot. I don't use these buttons as much. I kind of just go to my bookmarks, or I'll just type it into the web. But let's say something like Netflix, if I just typed it into the browser here, and I went to my Netflix. If I wanted to create a bookmark on this, and I hope it doesn't start playing, but just an easy way of doing that. There's a star right here. When you go to the website, there's a star right here, and if you hover over it, you can see it says bookmark this tab. So that's how we would create the bookmark, is by simply clicking the star right here, and then it'll give me the option to a folder. Now I have several folders. I'll show you guys some: education, investment, community articles. So I could choose to put it in one of my already established folders, or if I don't have one that makes sense, I might create one. I create a new folder. this is the option on the bottom left, new folder. I might create a new folder that says entertainment. I don't think I spelled that right. Entertainment. Okay. And then I might save it now. Now it's under my bookmarks. And then you could see my bookmarks on the top left of my screen. It's right next to my apps. It does say bookmarks. And then if I click that, it will show me my bookmarks. Oh,
It's nothing like what Dina rolled out.
oh, here, I'm sorry, they're right here on the left. So if I click on entertainment, sure enough, Netflix is right there. Another way of doing that is, as opposed to the left, all the way on the right, it says other bookmarks. And then I could just kind of scroll through my folders right here. Yeah, just make it a lot easier for myself. I think I have ICS website right here. So I have an ICS folder and I can just easily click on, oh, this is actually for the hub. So this is a good way to maybe save the hub. I know it's kind of hard to access unless you have a bookmark or something like that. It might be, I think it's on the ICS website, but it might be a little harder to access if you don't create a bookmark or something like this. Now something else that we could do, if this was maybe one too many clicks for you, you're just sort of a very simple person who, or a very visual person who likes to just have, just to open up their desktop and click on like one thing, right? What I could do is I could drag this website by selecting it. As you can see, I selected the hub website, it's in blue. And what I could do is click on it and then drag it right onto
that's a good idea.
right onto my browser.
Mhm.
So you see, I'm going from the website and dragging it onto my browser. And then what it'll do is, and I'm going to minimize this so you guys can see my browser, it'll create this shortcut right here that'll take me back to
That's a good idea.
to the website. So this is a pretty good one for, clients who maybe just like look at their desktop, or anybody who just really is very visual and wants to have like simple solutions to navigating the web. Now, some people might go a little crazy and have like 10 websites up here and really lose themselves in the shortcuts. You could do that if that's easy for you. Another thing you could do is create a folder by just right clicking on your screen. And this works with a PC or a Mac. If you simply right click, wow, I can't talk today. You simply right click on the desktop screen, you can see there's an option for new folder. Now on a PC, you might say like create or something else, but it's very similar. So if I created a new folder, I might title this folder like website shortcuts or something. And then I might put this is, you can see this is my inbox, my email in here. And then maybe I'd drag the hub website that I just made a shortcut to right into this folder. And you could see it stores these shortcuts. And if I open up this folder, sure enough, it stores my shortcuts. So maybe a little bit more organized way in case you do want an easy way of doing things, but you don't want to create all, like, you don't want to have a mess of on your desktop, because sometimes it does get messy. I don't know if you guys have a lot of stuff on your desktop. I like to keep it clean. I don't really have too many things. And so that's those are a couple of ways to make your life a little bit easier. Any questions on those? I know we took a couple of steps there.
I like the clicking and dragging on it. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then I think on a PC it has, like, if you right click on, it has the option to say like create a shortcut, and that means like, and then it'll say like, do you want the shortcut on your desktop or on your what folder or stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's commonly referred to as a shortcut. Okay.
Alex, I think Jenny raised her hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Alex.
Jenny,
So I can, how do I click the any button to create a to get the folder?
do you want? You said you want to create a folder like this.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Why don't you? This would actually be a good example for you. If you want to share your screen right now, then we can sort of take a look.
Okay, then sure.
Okay. So on the, do you know? Okay, there we go. Cool. And so it looks like you have a Mac as well.
Yep.
Great. So if you right click on your screen or tap on this with two fingers, you tap on it, you tap on your screen, then it should have a little folder that comes up.
Okay. So I have to
Do you have a mouse or a pad?
I have a pad with me.
Okay, so if you just use two fingers to tap on the pad, it's the same thing as a right click.
Yeah, it's new folder.
There you go. Yep. And then
Great.
new folder.
Great.
Yep. Perfect. And then you can, it says untitled folder, but if you click on there, you can title it whatever you want.
Great. Okay, then thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah. So on a Mac, that's good to know because other people had that problem too. They're like, oh, I have a Mac. I don't have a right click, right? So a right click on a Mac is two fingers, you tap it.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing.
Okay, then thank you very much, Alex.
No problem.
That's good to know, Alex. Sometimes I have to use my husband's Mac and he doesn't even know how to right click on his own Mac. So, and I don't know because I use a PC laptop. So, okay, two fingers, good to know.
Yeah, and you don't want to, a lot of people, will, actually you can even click on it. But all you need to do is really tap on it. Some people will like double click or aggressively click and it does other things, but you really just need to tap on it. Okay. And did anybody have an example of, does anybody have a PC on them right now that they want to share their screen and have any questions about the bookmarks or the shortcuts? No?
I'm good.
Looks like most people have Macs. Okay, cool. So the next thing I want to move on to is to download apps. I feel like most people, are you guys, raise your hand if you're familiar with downloading app. Okay, we got like almost everybody. But yeah, just so one of the reasons I just want to point out for some people that might not know, to download app, it sort of serves as a shortcut, right? Because and I'm gonna share my screen again. Because a lot of times you can just go on the website, right? You can go on, like Zoom is a good one. You can go on Zoom, right? And then just start Zoom US, there we go. And then you just start right on the website. It says, join a meeting, right here. So you don't even need an app, right? But you know, that has a couple of different steps to it. You join the meet. If I click on join meeting, I have to, well, Zoom is actually pretty easy. I have to do the meeting ID and password, all this stuff. But you know, as you can see, my browser on the bottom right has a Zoom app. And this is just a little bit more convenient for me to click on this. It already has all my meetings on here. If I go to home, I can start a new meeting. I can't start one right now because I'm already in this one. I could join one. So the apps just make your life a little bit easier and a little bit more accessible, I would say. Sometimes I'm resistant to downloading apps because you just have so many apps right now. It's just like, you're just overloaded with apps sometimes on your phone. You could literally download thousands of apps and just have so much room on your phone and all that stuff. So I get not downloading them, but sometimes they do make your life a lot easier. In the case with Zoom, I would recommend it. Same thing with like maybe a Google Chrome or WhatsApp or something like that. That's a good one. All right, well, real quick, just to download an app on a Mac, sort of on your toolbar here, you'll have the App Store. So you click on the App Store, and you would search for, on the top left, there's a search menu. You would just search for, say, Zoom. And then sure enough, it's going to be probably the first one here. Actually, I might, because I already have it, I don't think it appears, but anyways, this is how you would search it. On the right, you see it says get. Sometimes there's a price. That means that you have to pay for it. If it just says get, usually you don't have to pay for it. And then while we're on here, the same App Store will allow us to update our apps. And as you can see, I have one update here, my WhatsApp. And a good reason to update is because a lot of times your apps might not work if they're not updated, because they're just not compatible with your phone or with the software. Another maybe bigger reason to update your apps is security and privacy reasons. It's one of the best ways to keep your data and information secure, and by updating your apps, because a lot of times the updates will come with security and privacy measures that could be helpful for you. So yeah, that was just how to kind of download apps and update them. Again, another shortcut that would make your life a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to move on to to print screen.
Alex, can I ask a quick question? I'm so sorry, before you move on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is just about apps, or like if there's a difference between an app and then installing something on your computer, but like I always get confused when I install something on my computer and it asks me this question, and I don't know if it does it on a Mac. If it says like, can allow this, you know, whatever it is I'm installing to make changes to your computer. Do you have to say yes? I mean, do you get that on a Mac, or is that just like a PC thing? I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah, allow. What you're referring to is sort of allow or give permission to the app, and there's a bunch of times you'll get that for, let's say, the app wants to use your microphone, right? For Zoom, usually when you're setting up the app, it's like allow Zoom to use your microphone, your web camera, right? Your recording. And a lot of times you have to say yes if you want to use the app effectively. Obviously, you could say no. It might limit the app a little bit. Sometimes you do actually want to say no if it says allow like app to like know your location and you're on like Zoom or another app that doesn't really require your location, right? If you're not on Google Maps or something like that, then maybe another app doesn't really need your location, so you maybe want to deny it. I mean, it's really up to you. There's like, it's usually pretty safe. They just kind of like, a lot of times they'll use that information to either make your use like better. Sometimes they do like use that information for advertisement or to sell stuff, stuff like that. But yeah, anytime. So to answer your question with specific with allow, yeah, you usually have to allow the apps to get some type of information from you, whether that's your contacts, whether that's your video. It's sort of, most of the times you'll have to allow, or privacy and security, you'll have to allow something like that. Now, use your best judgment about like maybe not allowing some things that don't make sense, right? Did that answer your question, Laura?
It does, thanks.
Okay.
That's that's a great question, Laura, because sometimes I'll just not download the app if I get that, because that always kind of scares me. So I wouldn't have thought to ask that question, but I'm really glad you brought that up. So thank you, Alex and Laura.
Yeah.
Alex, real quickly, I just tried to download an app this morning and
Yeah.
it said I needed 13.0 iOS, which apparently I don't have on my phone. So is there a workaround, or do I get a new phone in order to have newer software? I was frustrated. It's like not everybody has 13.0 plus, right?
Yeah, that's a great point, Janet. And so that's another thing is some people are resistant to updating because a lot of times the updates sort of they're geared towards the new operating system update, right? And so they might not be compatible with your current operating system or phone or something like that. So some people could be resistant to updating for that reason. Sometimes they force you to update your apps. Yeah, when an app requires a new operating system to function, that means you have to download the new operating system before you can use the app. Otherwise, you can't really use it. I had that same problem with, since you guys are Mac users, there's an app on here called like iMovie, or I think it's like iMovie or something. Has anybody used iMovie?
Mm-mm.
No, but anyways, you can, it's sort of a way to edit your videos and stuff like that. You might even be able to take a video on it, but it comes with and it's a really good piece of software. But unfortunately, my operating system is too old, and I've been advised against updating because my computer is really old and it might not take it. So I can't use that application on here.
So are you saying I could download a newer iOS operating system, or it's a function of a new phone?
Yeah, you can download a new
Oh,
operating system.
I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, and so real quick, I had it in a training before. This is sort of similar to iPhone, but if I go to on the top left, the little Apple symbol right here, and I click on it, it says under System Preferences, it'll tell me. Oh, I'm sorry, System Preferences, and then it's under Software Update, and then it's checking for updates, and it'll tell me if I have any updates like operating systems that I could download. So that's similar to like how we would do it. Well, for apps, it's different. You go to the App Store, but for like your phone or a computer, you would check for the updates within the computer, and you can see it's checking. And sure enough, it says my new upgrade now to Mac OS Big Sur, which is 11.5, 12.4 gigabytes. You know, I could click on more info. It'll tell me more about this operating system. So yes, you could download the new, update the operating system. It'll take a while for it to upload, like a couple hours maybe. And then there's a space thing. Usually what'll happen is it'll delete the old operating system and input the new one. So space isn't too much of an issue, but sometimes if you have like so much applications or like just your storage is full, then it might not allow you to update to the new operating system because that requires some memory. Now, Rose, did you have a question?
I do. I just picked up a new computer night before last
Okay.
because mine wouldn't do the latest version of TurboTax. I couldn't do my taxes, and I tried to do taxes on the phone, and that didn't work. So it's a Windows 10, and I want to upgrade it. So what's the latest? 10 and a half? I mean, 11 and a half?
I know there's Windows 11. I don't know if there's 11 and a half, but from
Okay, I thought I heard somebody mention 11 and a half. So if I since this has been wiped clean, I can upgrade to Windows 11 and it shouldn't cause any problems with the apps because they were in Windows 10, which is pretty recent. Is that a
Yeah.
good guess?
So you always, anytime you update an operating system, you always want to make sure that your information is backed up. So I don't know if you have an iCloud backup, or if you have maybe a Google Drive you backup, or maybe an external hard drive where you back up your documents and your, maybe your pictures on apps and stuff like that. That's the number one thing you want to do is back up your information so that if you do update it, and so God forbid something happens, computers aren't infallible, that you have everything backed up. But generally speaking, if you update your operating system, the operating system updates. The apps are usually, you usually can still use the apps. You might have to update the apps, but usually they're still compatible, right? Like if you went to Windows 11, you could probably still use Zoom there. You might have to download the next version of Zoom or upgrade it or something like that. But yeah, it's usually compatible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other tips? Because I think I'm going to upgrade my new one from 10 to 11. And then my old one, I may try to update it just to see. I don't think it'll let me update. It's a 7, and I don't think it'll let me update all the way. I mean, I did something and it said I couldn't update to 10, which is what TurboTax required.
Yeah. Sometimes that does happen. I think sometimes the computer, I know that happens with iPads a lot. There's so many iPads and stuff like that, and eventually they just can't update to the new operating system because it's like too advanced or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost like a friend moving away. It's like you get your computer set up the way you like it, you know how to use it, everything works, and then all of a sudden it's too old and you have to get a new one. And I don't know. I hate that.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And they actually kind of like force you to get the new stuff because, the apps and all the other stuff don't start working. I mean, I had an iPhone 5 up until this August, so you can imagine, I think we're on iPhone like 12 or something like that. I mean, there's a little irony there that I'm the digital literacy guy, and I was rocking an iPhone 5 for, so many years, but I know exactly what you mean now, Rose.
Yeah. So anyway, I may be calling you over the next week.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. Give me a call.
But
Uh,
there's some good buys out there on old computers. So this
Yes.
was a beautiful thing that this woman in her 80s had never used. So it's
Yes.
just like brand new. I was thrilled.
And actually, I'm gonna put on the chat. I don't know about right now, but soon. There's a Marin resources for affordable, like refurbished computers and stuff like that. There's a couple of places that you can get affordable computers that are refurbished and good quality, especially for clients. Some of them even qualify for like scholarships and stuff like that. I'll put the resource in the chat in a second. All right.
But for anybody that needs to know, people were complaining because the voice was way too loud. Is it too loud now?
No, it's pretty
No.
good. You can hear
Much
your,
better.
yeah.
What I had to do was get the video on my computer and the audio on my phone.
Oh. Who helped you do that? I wouldn't know how to figure that out.
Well, I figured that out this morning. So
Oh, that's
at least
nice.
I'm not screaming at people.
So I'm just real quick. I'm just gonna show you this document I created that I'm gonna share with you guys. But and it's loading. I have a lot of tabs to open. I really should close out of some. Not all. Okay, so there's a place called Renew Computers. Has anybody heard of Renew Computers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have laptops and computer. They do repairs, affordable refurbished devices, parts and accessories. And then there's Yucatech that does more like smartphones, but they're pretty good. Anyways, I just wanted to point those out. I have a couple more like PC Plus and Death by, but like I said, I'll share this with you guys. All right, at some other point. I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, so we're going to move on to print. Oh, Corinne, did you have a question?
Yeah, we can answer at any time before. I wondered, what do you do? I just got a new computer last year. And what do you do with the old ones? How do you, I think I took off most of the information. I mean, didn't use that one for a lot of personal stuff, but
Yeah.
anyway, what do you do with them when you can't throw them away?
Actually, I'll pull that back up with the.
Because was it on there?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's e-waste recycling, they call it.
E-waste. Okay.
Yeah, and places like tech places like Best Buy and or Renew Computers, they have e-waste recycling. So you just bring it in there, and
Oh, okay.
they'll take it from you. But that's like a good call, like you said. Back up your data or wipe it clean if you can. Deleting everything. They actually might also delete it for you if you ask them to. But
Okay. Yeah, I know where the Renew is. It's close by.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the tech places will have e-waste stuff. Good question though. Okay, I was gonna move on to print screen. Does you guys know how to print screen?
I forget.
It's a good
I do.
It's a good feature on here. Hold on one second. Oh, I'm forgetting now. It's like a shortcut, but it's a great way to. I did it. It's a great way to, if you want to, like sometimes I'll print the screen of the Zoom because Eric, our coworker Eric needs digital media or something like that. Or if I wanted to just send a section to like a client or something like that, I might print it out. But for a Mac, it's Command-Shift-4, and then it brings you to this little target right here that you could drag sort of screen like this. And then do you guys hear that click sound? Yeah. It clicks it, and then it saves it to your pictures. It's actually right here, and I could sort of edit it and stuff like that. could send it to somebody. I could mail it to somebody if I wanted to. And then I think Command Shift 4, or was it 3? I'm sorry. All right, Command Shift 3 for the Mac prints the entire screen. Command Shift 4 allows you to use this little target to print out sections. So if I just wanted to do this like Google Drive folder, I would just drag this and click on it, and then that would create a little picture there. Now, I found this to be really effective on a PC. There's something called Snipping tool. It's sort of embedded into the PC computer, and it does exactly what I just showed you. So like, let's say like you just wanted to, print out, like capture a picture on a website, but it wasn't letting you save the picture, or you wanted just to have a confirmation number sent or something like that to a client, right? Sometimes the option, or you were using some kind of software like Microsoft Office or Adobe, it doesn't really quite let you send a picture or take a picture in the correct manner. Command Shift 4 is a good option. It snips whatever, but maybe Gail, are you on a PC right now?
Yeah, I'm at the office.
Okay. Can you show the snipping tool on the PC? Because I think it would be good for people who use the office computers. And can you share your screen with us? I'm sorry to call you out, Gail. I
That's
know.
okay. It's good practice for me. So there's my screen. Do you see it? Oh, not yet. Share. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Oh, good
Perfect.
job, Gail.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So if you do you see that search bar on the bottom left of your screen next to the Windows sign, the search bar
Yeah.
there. So click on the search bar there,
Okay.
and can you type snipping, SNI? Yep, and you see that icon right there in the blue up there that says snipping tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so click on that, and then if you click on the top left where it says new, yep, perfect. And then try clicking outside of the box. I think it'll give you a little target, and then try clicking and dragging. Try clicking once outside of the box, and then dragging. So you gotta click and hold.
Okay. Sorry. Oops. What happened?
That's okay. You can you see on the bar on the bottom, it still has that little snipping. If you go, oh yeah, there it is. All right, so
Okay. So click outside the bar.
so click on new again, because I think
Okay. New.
and then now click outside and hold and click and drag.
Click outside. Now click and hold and drag.
I'm sorry, that was a lot of directions. So you want to click outside, but while you click, like press down on it and then drag. There you go. Yeah, like a section. There you go. And now you can let it go, and you can see that it just snips that section. So it's similar to a print screen, but the only thing is you can just have different smaller sections, and then you can see up there that it says like file. You can save it, you can edit it. If you click on file on the top left there, yeah, and then you can save as. Right, and then you would just save it to like one of your folders or something like that. You don't have to do it. I just wanted to show as an example that this is a pretty good tool to use for a lot of people. Okay, any questions on that, Gail, or anybody else on snipping tool or print screen?
That looks good.
Not yet, but I will, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's possible. Just
Gail
know-
and I'll be going, what did he say?
It's all good until I try to use it.
Yeah, just know that it's possible. If you ever think like, oh, I need to capture my screen for any reason, or I need to take a picture of anything that's on my screen, just know that it's possible. And okay, so one thing I wanted to cover also was voice text. I cover this in one of the accessibility features on one of the other trainings. But I just wanted to show you guys, you could maybe show your clients voice dictation. So some websites or applications like Google Documents and Google Chrome will have voice dictation, but otherwise it's available for you. It comes automatic in a Mac, and also a PC also has it within its software. So the way you would do it on a Mac, does anybody use voice dictation on their phone or their computer or anything like that, or have any clients that use it? No. Okay, Laura does. I have recently started using it. It's because I have like a newborn now, and she's like on one hand like this, and I only have like one hand. So now I just press the voice dictation and I'm able to record. So I didn't use it before too much, but I knew it was available. A lot of people use it though. Anyways, it's good for shortcuts and stuff like that. So I'm going to share my screen. Go ahead, Corinne.
So is that are you talking about using it in a text or an email or both?
I'm talking about all of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So with your phone, anytime you click on something that has a text, there'll be a little microphone in the keyboard, and then you could just do that with an email, with a text, stuff like that. Now with a computer, what you would do is in a Mac, you would once again go to the little apple on the top left, and there's where it says system preferences. Sorry, I just did this not too long ago. And then under keyboard, under keyboard. So I'm gonna do that one more time. So system preferences, and then it's not under accessibility. Bless you. You might think it might make sense to be under accessibility, but it's actually under keyboard. And there's a menu on the top. If you go to the one all the way to the right where it says dictation, you can see that my microphone is sort of, as I'm speaking, it's sort of jumping up and down. It's activated. I've turned it on. Before it was off. Now it's on. And so that would allow me to dictate on anywhere. So if I give you an example, let's say I went to my Google Drive. Or maybe I'll just go on a website. I just started a new tab here. Sorry, my computer's a little slow, folks. Bear with me. This will be the last thing we go over, and then I'll take some questions. All right, it's not really responding here. Oh, you know what? I actually got text edit. I could use text edit.
I've never used that for an email. In case I just feel nervous about using that for an email in case I can't go back and edit it before I send it.
Well,
But I
that's
use
a
it
good.
for my.
that's a good point, Corinne. So it's kind of the same way as texting, where you can, even when you're in the voice, you can always just click on the screen and then use it. It does both. If you wanted to do the voice, it could do the voice. If you wanted to go back and just type, then it would do that. So the shortcut here for if I wanted, so now that I have my dictation activated, I would click anywhere where there was a text box, right? Like this search Google or the search box here. And I would double click on the FN button on the bottom left corner of my Mac. I would double click and you guys will see as it's loading a microphone pop up.
Oh,
And if I get real close, hello, searching for cats. Oh man, it's loading. Let's see if it makes me look bad or if it doesn't. Hello, 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 hello. Oh man. Oh, okay. So it's kind of doing it. It's just my computer's, you can see it's kind of loading. Anyways, it's the FN button right here. Otherwise, what you would do is, if you forgot that button, you could go to edit. And then at the bottom, my dictation's still going on. So I'm going to stop the dictation. But if it wasn't, it would say start dictation. And I would click on it. So edit, start dictation, and then hopefully record something. But it's making me look bad right now. Anyways, it was working before, I promise. Sorry, it's not working now, but that's how you would.
Alex, I didn't hear what, but you said F
dictate.
something button.
Let me try one more time.
Oh, can't hear me.
Search for cats. Oh man. All right. Well, it will work, I promise you. It's just not working for me.
Alex, it probably,
But you
if
guys
the
are
computer's old, it
better
probably can't handle
humans,
Zoom.
so it'll probably
and-
work for you. All right, that's and then I'm sorry, I wanted to say on the Windows, on the Windows voice dictation is the little start menu and the letter H. So you click on both the Windows and then H, and it's sort of automatically embedded into the Windows. And then the last thing, sorry, I wanted to show you guys, aside from the shortcuts we went over, there are also keyboard shortcuts. You guys are probably familiar with Control V and Control C to copy and paste. But if you just Google shortcuts on the keyboard, there's a bunch of stuff. Like if you type in F11, that maximizes your window on a Windows computer, right? If you want to lock your PC, that's Windows and L. So there's a bunch of shortcuts here. And similarly, a Mac has a bunch of shortcuts. So again, Command C is copy, Command B is paste, Command Z is undo, right? Command G is find again. So these are other shortcuts that could make your life easier on the keyboard. And that's just a simple Google search for keyboard shortcuts. Just wanted to share that. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now, and that's pretty much the bulk of what I had today, folks. Oh, actually, all right, super last thing. I was kidding, everyone. One thing that I really find helpful is so a lot of times you'll have a lot of windows open, like maybe I'll have my system preferences open, maybe I'll have several windows. Maybe I'll have a couple apps open. If you click on F3 of your Mac, you can see, can you guys see this?
Yep.
You can see that it minimizes all the windows I have open and allows me to click on one a lot easier, versus like having to search for it on my in my computer in the menu. You know, I could just easily go from one to the other and then back again if I needed to. So that function is F3 on a Mac. And on a Windows, I believe, oh man, I don't, it's it's Alt Tab. So if you click on Alt Tab, you do the same thing that I'm doing here, which is easily navigate from one window to another. All right, now I'm really serious. I'm done. Shortcuts. All right, any questions, folks?